Hi, my name is Gildo Neto, and today I'm going to talk about freedom. And the reason why I chose this topic is because sometimes I think Western societies take for granted this concept of freedom. No, but before I start talking about my concept, let me give you three concepts of what freedom is. The first one says freedom is the power or right to act, speak, or think as one wants without hindrance or restraint. And the second concept is freedom is the absence of subjugation to foreign domination or despotic government. And the third concept is the state of being imprisoned or enslaved. Now, I came from a country which underwent through difficulties throughout the years, even centuries. And we faced first slavery, and then we faced civil conflict, and then we went on with these civil conflicts for many years on. So basically, where I came from, all these concepts apply to to my country, and that's the reason why I think sometimes people take for granted this concept of freedom because they didn't experience the lack thereof. Now, how does all these situations impact my view? First of all, because of the war, we didn't have the freedom to speak, to act, or to do whatever we want because the government had assumed a very despotic attitude because they wanted to have the power to do whatever they want so that they can fight the war with the other party in a way they see fit for them. So this impacted our freedom or our ability to move, to speak, or even to gather, and sometimes, and then it went on to shape how we develop our consciousness. Now, right now, when I went to other countries, I went to US, I went to UK, I went to Canada, I came to Canada, I lived in Brazil. So there's a different sense of freedom there. At least this is from my point of view. I feel like people in Brazil, for example, they feel free to speak their mind. Even here in Canada, I was so amazed when I came here and see people talk freely. I see people, making sure that the government respond to their needs in a way they see, benefits the society at large. And this is for me one of the most amazing experience I went through because I had the opportunity to experience the lack of freedom, and I had now, and today I have and even before when I went to Brazil, when I went to US, I had the opportunity to feel what freedom really means. And this is not just about my well-being. This is not just about how I feel, but this is about how I deal with life itself. And for me, freedom, it's really an amazing concept, not just in theory, but in practice as well. And what I would say is I am very, very grateful for these countries, for these people, that gave me the opportunity to understand that freedom has a meaning in words as well as in real life. And this is not just an apparent concept. This is not just a theoretical concept, but it's true. And today, when I go about my life, I try to balance my view. I try to say, okay, people have the freedom to act as they like, but also the government has the freedom. The right to impose some restriction for the benefit of society at large. Because when we went through the war, when we faced the war, The government did what they did because they thought that that would be the best way to protect people. Although we didn't see that way at that point, but we went on to understand that the government sometimes can act in a despotic way to preserve people's life. And this is the most amazing thing that I understand now, that freedom sometimes comes with some sense of lack of thereof. I mean, sometimes it's confusing, of course, but when you experience both sides, you can see that you try to balance the way you feel, the way you experience and put in practice your freedom. Now, just to give you a little bit of context, my country faced slavery, and this is one of the concepts we saw here. So, the state of being imprisoned or enslaved. My country faced war. My country now is facing a moment of peace, on where people are trying to understand what's really went on and try to understand how they will go about their future. Now we are trying to shape our future not only based on the past, but also based on the future itself. Now, for you, if you only lived in a society where you faced all these situations and you don't have any basis to compare, it's difficult to move forward, to forge your path forward. Now, the reason why I feel much more secure now is because I have this opportunity, not only by living in Brazil, not only by going to the States, not only by living now in Canada, but also by experiencing with real people how they feel, to put myself in their shoes. I mean, Canadian citizens or Brazilian citizens, or how they feel, and then go backwards and see how my people feel. So this is what I think it's the most amazing thing for me about freedom, to experience the lack thereof, and now to experience the freedom itself. I will be very grateful for, people here in Canada, in Brazil, in States, even in UK, when they give me the opportunity to understand how they work, how the society functions, and even if they are sometimes, I wouldn't say ignorant, but they don't have they sometimes can take the meaning of freedom for granted. Even if they do that, I would be very grateful for their help and in understanding what freedom is, and also to take these concepts and apply it in my country back home. So, in a nutshell, I would say that for me, the opportunity to experience the lack of freedom and the opportunity to experience freedom as it is here in Canada or in Brazil or in the US is one of the most amazing things that I went through, and I'm still going through. And I cannot be more appreciative of the way I've been treated by Canadians, by Brazilians, by US citizens, by UK citizens. So I am very appreciative of this amazing opportunity I have gone through, and I'm still going through, and that's my individual talk. Thank you very much. Bye.